Let's be clear. Your life is full of traps at every corner, ready to snatch your masculine power. Just take a look at every famous Netflix movie or show that's being promoted, or the types of people who are being idolized today. Nothing escapes the elite's mind control agenda. Men are being brainwashed to accept weakness. There is a very famous story about a lion that I want you to listen to. If this is your first time on my channel, please help me by subscribing and liking the video. This way, I can continue creating more content like this in the future. The story of the lion and the farmer. There once was a fierce lion who was feared by all. One day, the lion fell in love with the farmer's daughter. But there was a problem. The farmer hated the lion, and upon learning of the lion's love for his daughter, wanted to do everything he could to prevent it. So the cunning farmer called the lion and told him he would only be allowed to marry his daughter under one condition: that he remove his sharp claws for his daughter. Safety. The lion thought, well, it's just a small prize for a great reward, and went to a rock and broke his claws. The next day went to the farmer and said, now I have no sharp claws. Give me your daughter's hand in marriage. But the cunning farmer told him to do one more thing: to remove his sharp teeth and fangs. The lion agreed to that condition as well, and broke his sharp teeth and fangs. However, when the lion returned to the farmer the next day, the farmer attacked and killed him. This time, the lion had no sharp claws or teeth to defend himself. Everything that gave the lion strength, he chose to voluntarily give up, one by one. Remember, brothers, the world you live in today is no different. There are much larger forces at play that have carefully designed the matrix to keep you enslaved to your desires and impulses. And here's the hard truth. You can blame the farmer or the elites all you want, but at the end of the day, it was the lion who chose to obey them voluntarily. Strength is a virtue that all men must follow, whether in professional, financial, or romantic life. All men naturally desire to feel dominant, strong, and powerful, because that is what you are. All men desire a strong sense of drive. But many of us don't have it, because we give in to behaviors that prevent us from becoming the strong men we were meant to be. Today, men complain about everything, spend too much money on drugs and pornography, and even apologize to others for things that don't require apologies, and develop habits that weaken them. 1. Mocking others. This is a point not many people talk about, but as a human, you should never put others down. Instead of elevating your own status, it can show you as someone insecure and disrespectful. This is a crucial aspect that is often overlooked when talking about authentic masculinity. Perhaps you have heard the example of the crab bucket. When one crab is about to escape the bucket, others pull it back down. When someone is trying to improve their life or achieve a goal, sometimes others may feel uncomfortable or jealous. This kind of attitude is neither constructive nor honorable. If you find yourself mocking others, remember that you are below them. Period. Of course. This doesn't mean you shouldn't correct someone for their mistakes, but don't mock them. As a man, you should teach and guide your brothers without grudges or ulterior motives. You can offer constructive correction and valuable advice so he can learn and grow. Remember, strong and confident men do not put others down. Instead, listen to what Mike Tyson has to say about it. Social media has made you very comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting a punch in the face for it. 2. Failing to accept responsibility. Going back to the story of the lion and the farmer's daughter. The main reason why the lion loses everything in the end is that he was not aware of his responsibility. His responsibility was to live like a lion. His sharp claws and teeth were part of what made him a lion. But he forgot this responsibility and chose to abandon it. The same thing happens in your life. Take on your responsibilities with pride. Responsibilities are not a burden, but an integral part of our existence. I want you to say with me, I will honor my responsibilities with pride, because they are what makes me a man. The day you choose to escape from your responsibilities is the day you choose to completely abandon your masculinity. I want you to memorize this quote. The price of greatness is responsibility. Listen to it again. The price of greatness is responsibility. This not only strengthens our own identity as men, but also contributes to the well-being of those around us. Responsibility should not be avoided or abandoned. Instead, it should be embraced as a path to greatness and the fulfillment of our potential as men. 3. Fleeing from failure. This is a challenge for many men today. Most men always choose comfort over growth. Remember that growth is painful and is often hidden behind failure. There's a famous example of the man digging for diamonds. He doesn't know how deep the diamond is, but he keeps digging. At first, he only sees more dirt every time he digs, but he continues digging. After a few hours or even days, he finds what he was looking for. So, remember, brothers, failure is not the end. If that's the mindset you have, you can be sure that you will never succeed at anything. Think of anything worth having. Suppose you start a business. At first, you may face many so-called failures as you try to learn the business and win over your customers. But when you stay in the game long enough and do not try to run away from these temporary failures, you will have to grow. The same thing happens with women. At first, when you approach them, you may seem like a strange man who doesn't know how to interact, but your success is behind these temporary failures. This is a small price that a strong man must pay for success. We are often trained as children to be ashamed of our mistakes and failures, and to try to justify them by blaming someone else. You may have said, "It's not my fault," or "that person is to blame." These are the thoughts of a loser. I want you to listen to this quote and write it down somewhere if you want. It is a weak man who blames his failure on the strength of others. Remember to follow us on our TikTok account, @diario_estoico_yate, and on our other social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, for submitting to futile laws too easily. Do you want to know the difference between a coward and a value man? Simple. The coward will always side with the majority, even if what they are saying is clearly wrong. And the worst part is that the coward expects the Hivania man to also submit to these futile and harmful laws and regulations. A high-value man always examines and judges everything before deciding to follow. In today's world, we have been so conditioned by the mentality that you should unjudge or that you should undo this or that this is getting out of control. You are simply a puppet and a labrat at this point, submitting to all the agendas and laws they create. There's nothing wrong with obeying, but obey only what is aligned with your purpose, your mission, and above all, remember that besides God, nothing is above the law of the Almighty. Ask yourself if you are someone who is easily intimidated and tries to please everyone. For some men, it can be incredibly difficult to learn to say no. But if you act based on the truth, you will realize that the world will not collapse around you. I have seen many men lead a life of fear in marriage, as if their wives were some kind of tyrants, and they do not dare to speak up or correct them. This is a clear example of feudal submission. 5. You have weak body language. The concept of body language is very important. This includes nonverbal cues such as a handshake, eye contact, how you sit, walk, and move when you converse and interact with others. People can perceive whether you are a strong or weak man by your body language. In today's society, where agendas and expectations may have turned against traditionally strong masculinity, it is more important than ever for men to be aware of their body language. Being intentional with your body means that you must strive to project an image of confidence, strength, and determination. Maintain an upright and confident posture, walk with a firm and sure step, and maintain appropriate eye contact when interacting with others. Be intentional with your body and maintain a masculine posture. Remember that your body language is your calling card. Before you say a word, it can influence how others perceive you and how they treat you. If you present yourself as a strong and confident man through your body language, others are less likely to try to take advantage of you. It is a valuable skill for any man who seeks to succeed in his personal life. 6. Unwashing. We always talk about the importance of your young days on this channel. Your 20s and to some extent your 30s are what we call the golden days. These are the days when you must build, and build. Imagine a farmer who plants a seed. He does not expect the seed to bear fruit the next day. In your 20s, like the farmer, you must sow spiritual, emotional, and physical seeds that will help you grow. But here's the most important part. Do not expect to harvest those fruits immediately. Just keep sowing, and before you know it, you will have planted forests and gardens that will attract the right kind of life. When I say sow, I mean challenging yourself. This does not mean you have to strive and work 24/7, but always keep in mind that these are the days when you have the most energy and opportunities to take risks. Take advantage of this, especially when you are young. You may feel that you are missing out on the culture of being with multiple people by investing in yourself, but resist that temptation. You may not understand it now, but as you mature and get older, you will thank yourself for not getting distracted. Listen to what the wisest man on earth has to say about your young days. These are the words of Solomon. You who are young, be happy while you are young, and let your heart be joyful in the days of your youth. Follow the urges of your heart and what your eyes see, but bear in mind that for all these things, God will bring you into judgment. 7. Being lazy and unproductive with your time. The way we structure our day and manage our time can make a big difference on our path to personal development. What time do you go to bed, and what time do you wake up? How is your day structured? What do you do when you get home from work? These are all questions you must take seriously. Do not consider them a secondary task that you can tackle when you have free time. As a man who seeks success in all areas, you must plan your day carefully. Think about why the powerful are so successful at building the matrix. Every aspect and area was carefully planned. In the same way, think about every part of your day, the people you interact with, and the type of content you consume. If you don't have the right thoughts in your mind, be aware that you have given open access for the matrix to penetrate you. Laziness is the greatest enemy of men today. As a man, you may have many thoughts related to business or life, but you'll never act on them. If you allow laziness to gradually infiltrate you without you noticing, laziness will devour you and prevent you from moving forward productively in your life. Always remember, brothers, that laziness only succeeds against weak men, because a high-value man quickly learns to detect it and correct it. Always stay aware of laziness and combat it as soon as possible. So, remember, brothers, weakness is the virtue of modern society. Weakness is what they pursue, but strength is your greatest virtue. Seek strength in every opportunity, and remember that God is your greatest strength. Each day presents opportunities to grow and move towards our goals, and it is up to us to seize those opportunities consciously and decisively. Strength, both physical and mental, is a valuable asset in this pursuit, and seeking support in personal and spiritual beliefs can provide a solid foundation for facing life's challenges. If you liked our video, like the video, subscribe, and comment so that YouTube knows that these types of videos help people like you, and we can continue creating more similar videos in the future.